Hey, I'm going to show you how we optimize our Etsy ads for one of our shops. As you know, Etsy doesn't give us a lot of options in terms of how to optimize ads, especially compared to other platforms. But there's essentially two levers we can pull to optimize our Etsy ads. So the first one is by selecting which listings we actually do advertise. And the second one is by adjusting our total advertising budget. So our process for optimizing ads is to, on a weekly basis, disable listings that don't perform well. So in terms of which listings we disable, we have certain criteria for our shop to determine which listings to turn off ads for. So the one criteria, or the first one we apply, is listings with a certain amount of spend with no sales or orders at all. So if a listing has spent more than $10 in advertising spend, but does not have any orders at all, then we want to disable that listing. Now, the second criteria we apply is if the listing has a ROAS that is lower than our break-even ROAS. So ROAS stands for return on advertising spend. So this ROAS here means that we've spent a ROAS of 1.77 means that if we've spent $1 on marketing, then we've returned $1.77. So to calculate your break-even ROAS, you do 1 divided by your profit margin. So ours is about 50%, meaning our break-even ROAS is 2. So our rules are to then disable listings with a ROAS lower than 2. And if a listing has a certain spend, say $10, and no sales. So on a weekly basis, we go in here and then we adjust the performance period to look at data for as long as possible. So on Etsy, that's 2 years back in time. And then we show all listings here and sort this by spend. So from here, we disable all listings that don't match this criteria. So if we go here now, you'll see that there should be this listing here, for example, has a ROAS of 0.74. So we've spent 128, but only gotten $95 back in revenue. But there's of course also production costs here. So in terms of actual profit, we have around $50 here of actual profit, but we've spent 128. So this one we would disable. And then from here, my turn-off criteria now was 2. So we'd go in here and disable all listings that are under this criteria. So that one's really poor. Great. And then we go through all of the listings here until we hit a certain spend threshold. So here's another example of a listing that has 0 sales, but that we've spent $23 on. So this one as well, we'd obviously want to turn off because the listing is not performing well. Now, this got a little bit tedious for us. So we created this Etsy Ads Optimizer feature. And this one helps you do this automatically. So here, if I wanted to recreate the criteria we just walked through, I would add spend greater than 10 and revenue equal to 0. So that was our first criteria. And then as a secondary criteria, we could add spend greater than, I'd like to increase this one a little bit. So spend greater than 25, and then a ROAS less than 2. And then we can run this to let the script optimize this one for us. So this one is gonna go through and apply these criteria to all of your listings, essentially. So we can see it working here, and once it's finished, it's also going to generate a report for us. Great, so now you can see that it finished with 72 listings turned off. And I can download this report to see exactly which ones. Right, so this here was the first strategy we can use, or that we use, to optimize our ads. Now the second one is to look at our total ROAS here on our shop level. So here you can either turn or increase or decrease your budget. That's the secondary lever Etsy enables us to pull. So we can see here that our ROAS is above our average threshold, meaning we can probably increase our budget for this shop even further. While if your total account ROAS was lower than 2 in this specific case, then we might want to reduce our total budget in order to let Etsy optimize the listings or the ads even more. Right, so I hope that was insightful. This is how we optimize our ads with a data-driven approach.